Every so often, you'll be in guard, the person will either put their hands in your armpits, put your hands on your chest, maybe even on your hips. Right? Wherever it is, you have the opportunity to potentially get a wrist lock. Right? So, if just like that, or maybe that, or even like this. Right? Holding the person down. Right? Maybe he's going to start standing up and start working trying to open up my guard from standing. Right? No gi, slippery, I'm going to slide right off. Right. So before he has the chance to stand up, I'm going to capitalize on his hand being in my armpit. So just like you're going to set up for a Kimura, I'm going to swim under the first hand, start to come up. I'm going to pinch down a little bit. I'm going to pinch down my elbow to kind of lock his arm in place. Right. Come to the elbow. I'm going to put my leg up there once I make enough space. Right. Because I'm going to turn back to the other side. I'm turning here to pinch it down. You grab the elbow. I'm going to flare the elbow up and turn to the opposite side and not replace the grip, but reinforce the grip with my leg. Now he can't pull back that arm, right? I'm going to come underneath in 2-on-1, the back of his tricep, just right above the elbow. Right? So from here, all I'm going to do is start to put a little bit of flex in his wrist. I'm going to turn back to the other side, right? And then I'm going to start to bend his wrist, right? To try to get that mitten grip that he has. Ship out to one side, try to work that elbow out, right? From here, you don't have to come under, you can come over as well, right? I even have more bend when I kind of have that hook of the elbow right here and coming over. So I'm going to try to reinforce with on the hip, so if you have to ship out a little bit, work your way out. Right? He's going to be constantly driving into me, so I'm trying to work my way out. Right? Eventually, I'm going to get it. Right? That puts so much torque on that wrist. You have so much control. It's tight. You're kind of sitting up into it on that side. Okay. Good posture, right? He's going to look up at the ceiling. He's sitting back on his heels as long as he can. Right? You have the flexibility of that. From here, I'm just going to sit up as much as I can because he's still holding me down. Right? Maybe he has like straight arms. Right? Can't really come in that much. I'm going to try to work this elbow out, fill it out a little bit so it becomes weak. Right? It's strong here, but as soon as I change the angle of his elbow, his wrist bends and his arm is weak. His posture isn't as easy, right? Because if he tries to push up like this, he's kind of wrist locking himself. Right? So I'm controlling this. I'm sitting up for the wrist lock. If you want to reinforce it as you're coming, like maybe keep his posture down. There's a lot of torque on that wrist. Can't get the angle cut because the person's really good at defending and escaping the tightening of the triangle. Right, so traditional triangle, right? One arm in, one arm out. Foot comes to the hip, hips up, you close, and then the person starts to bury their arm, right? You can't get that arm out, or maybe you get it out, but like they have it buried into your hip, and you can't do anything to remove it, right? So we're just going to take advantage of the wrist lock in this situation, right? So assuming that he's holding his hand, right, we're going to try to break the grip. You can even use his hand against them if you start to position your hands in the right fashion. Right? So I have a decent control with the triangle where he can't move too much. Right? He can start to stand up and start to do his walk around pass, his smash pass. But before he gets to that point, I'll kind of want to react. Right? So I'm going to come over the top, try to find his wrist. Right? Closer to the thumb, the better. Right? From here, I'm just going to grab on top of his own hand that's already touching his hand. Right? From here, I'm going to lift my hips up, and I'm going to start to bend his own wrist, right? He's not going to like that. He might move his hand out of the way or try to start to defend my own hand. Right? From here, I can really tighten up on that wrist. Like I like to do, for no gi, I like to do the thumb to the middle finger, right? It's the most circumference that you're going to have for a wrist grip. Wrists are typically smaller right around there, unless you have somebody who like cracked the code and can like strengthen their wrist with some kind of exercise, right? But typically, generally, people's wrists are fairly thin for you to reach around there. If not, you still have a good clamp down on that wrist, right? So from here, go back, right? Come in monkey grip as close to the thumb as possible. coming, lifting my hips up to make that space and starting to push down. Maybe starts to try to defend my hand rather than his own hand, or he starts to push against his hand, which I can start to change the angle to break the grip out. From here, all I'm gonna do is start the pulling down of the hand, and then from here, I'm gonna start to bend the wrist. So you can either come from here and start to bend down. If he makes a fist and he's really strong, right, you might not be able to come here. So in order to break that, you get towards the top of the knuckles of the fist, and then you're gonna come under in four-finger grip, or figure four grip, right, from here. I'm gonna start to break that fist open, and then you can start to come 2-on-1 to the top. I have the control of the elbow right here in my hip. I'm gonna reinforce it with my own elbow, and I have to pull down by sitting up. I'll do the same thing for my Omoplata. It remains, the concept remains the same, right? So for your traditional Kimura, right, you're gonna swim in from the inside. The person will plant their hands on the mat, trap the wrist, come up over the elbow, right? See how it's bent a little bit? You're coming over the top of the elbow, in between the elbow and the shoulder, right? Grabbing your own wrist and your figure four grip. From here, I have my thumb on the inside. Traditionally, after you get this grip locked up, you want to mimic this monkey grip, right? 5 fingers on top, stronger this way. If you have the thumb here, it's easier. It has an easier point for them to try to escape because your thumb's not that strong. As soon as you remove the thumb for whatever reason, it's suddenly like a magnet, and it's more effort for them to break the grip. Right? They don't have a weak point, but with a good pinch to your body, they won't be able to break that. Right? So, traditionally, I grab it with my thumb in. I grab my own wrist, and then I just move the thumb from there. So a good lock down on their shoulder. Right? All the pressure from these submissions, both the Kimura and the Omoplata, is on the shoulder. So we want to make sure we're applying direct pressure to the shoulder. All too often you have people just like too busy sitting back and like moving the arm. There's no pressure on the shoulder. Suck your elbow down. Suck on their shoulder, right? You don't want all the pressure on their shoulder. It's going to make a significant difference in how far you're going to actually twist the joint, manipulate it, right? So, coming back to the steps, right? Swim through against the mat, take a side, grab the wrist. See, this is my initial grab, right? I have a decent hold right here. If I try to grab right here, right away, he might be able to just swim up, right? So initially, as I'm sitting up, I like to do that thumb grip. Come up over the top, grab my own wrist, change my grip. I'm gonna fall back to this side, but I'm gonna throw my leg over his back, or in this side. Right here, I have my pressure on the shoulder from my elbow clamping down, and I'm traditionally going to go this way. But from here, maybe he's somehow defending. Maybe he's sitting up a little bit more than I'd like him to. Right? He's kind of posturing into me. So from here, let's spin this way, back where we were, this way, then this way again. From here, I'm going to slide up to the wrist. I'm going to grab the meat that's right in the hand, right near the pinky. Right. So I went from the wrist to the pinky. Right. As I'm starting, I have the wrist right here, and I'm just gonna swim again. Grab the wrist. Right. All the pressure's right here. So it's anybody not seen an Omoplata before? Okay. So you're gonna learn. It's great. Good stuff. Right. So traditionally, we'll set it up very similar to the Kimura. Right. It's pretty much a Kimura with the legs. Right? So we'll swim through, grab one side. From here, instead of keeping it right here, I'm going to try to push away on the head a little bit. Right? And from here, I'm going to start to sit back, still have some control of that wrist. Right? I'm going to start to flail out almost onto my stomach a little bit. Right? And I have his arm trapped in my abdomen. I'm going to start to reach up for his back and try to get my leg out as I'm sitting forward. Kick your legs forward first. If he's still up a little bit, maybe he's still on his knees, to break that posture down. Cup his hip, right? All I'm gonna do is post out, go over a little speed bump. And from here, he is 100% flat, right? And he cannot defend. One cannot defend. It's like the crane kick from Karate Kid, right? So make that grip. It's almost like you're gonna do a figure four grip like a triangle, but you're not, right? There's a nice little spot in the heel that was designed for your knee to fit in. Ooh, perfect. Right? So you don't need to maintain an actual grip on this arm other than the compression of your rib/abdomen in your hip. Right? This is what holds it. Traditionally, to finish this, we're going to reach under the arm. We're going to go diagonally 45 degrees over his shoulder, right? Like we're gonna whisper a secret in your ear, like, you better tap. Right. That's all the pressure you need, right? But from here, his arm's already trapped. If you don't maintain this control, initially, he could roll. When he's just flat, you don't necessarily have to roll. You don't have to worry about him rolling, right? So from here, he can roll, right? But by doing that little speed bump trick, he's flat. He can't roll anymore. You just lean into him a little bit. You have his wrist right here. Everything's pinched in nice and tight.
Yeah.
Right? Wrist lock.